Um, I want the original Animal Crossing, but costs a fortune too. You mean like the one on GameCube or the one that came out on the N64 in Japan? I mean, if you're talking about the GameCube one, which is what I'm assuming you are, that's one I actually have, which I'm happy that I have. Again, I know that one is expensive. You are right. Um, yeah, I actually have a fair few amount of expensive games. I have some copies, like some doubles and even triples of like expensive games that I'm actually gonna be getting rid of fairly soon. Just like the copies. Like I have like 3 copies, I believe, of Parasite Eve 2 for reasons. I've talked about this before when I played Parasite Eve 2 on stream before, which I want to get back to eventually, actually. Um, but when I played the original Parasite Eve 2 when I was younger, the game discs I had were actually kind of not broken. I think you can buff it out. I think you can actually get it resurfaced and probably fix it, which is what I'm gonna do. But my game would break on disc 2. So you had to do this weird thing where you'd like swap out disc 2, put in disc 1, go through a door, put it in disc 2. It was really weird, but it actually worked, which is really surprising to me. But I have like 3 copies of that because I wanted to get discs that worked. And I paid relatively little money for them at the time, but now they're like a good amount of money. So now I kind of want to trade them into my local game shop, get some credit, spend that credit, you know, get some of these other games I've been looking for. Um, so yeah, that's my plan.
Do you see any more?
I'm keeping
No.
I'm keeping Animal
I
Crossing
think that
though.
was the last of them.
Of course, I'm not gonna get rid of any game I don't have a
Won't be
double
long
of.
before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
But yeah, Kitty, if you have Rumble Roses and if you have Rule of Rose, then you're really lucky, my dude. You have mostly with Rule of Rose if you have that, because damn,
What did you find
that's a
out
hard
there?
one to find, and that one's expensive
Same
as hell.
Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds. How many of your men were injured? A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready.
Okay, you don't think you have Rule of Rose, but you have Rumble? I mean, it's still good. That's still a hard one to find. Not as expensive, from what I understand, but hard to find.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that, of course they can stay.
So this had a bit of a clog in my nose, so I had to deal with it a little bit. Go push on like the outside a smidge. Besides that, yeah, there are a few games like I'm looking for, but like I say, nothing really. Oh, Guardian Scarf, huh? Oh, displayed in Clive's Chambers, nice. But nothing explicitly like super duper expensive or hard to find. So when I say, so just to emphasize what I mean when I say holy grail of video games, right? It's the expensive stuff that is hard to find, right? Like Mr. Mosquito, which I don't think is expensive, but it's hard to find, and then the other stuff which are kind of both expensive and hard to find. But I have like other games that I'm keeping an eye out for that my local game shop has, but I see them often enough. I don't need to really worry about getting it straight away. Like Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, Tomba, like Tomba 1 and 2. Like my local game shop has had those games for ages, and they're not going anywhere as far as I can tell. Which is weird because they're all really good games. And then like you have a game that I think is actually hard to find and pretty expensive, but I don't think that one's going anywhere. I think that one I can wait on because my local game shop actually has it. It's called like I think it's Artelico. No, fuck, what's it called? It's not Artelico. It's let me see. I'm not gonna be able to find it, am I? I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, it's not Artelico. It's Tail Concerto, which I learned about recently, and I want to play it. But that one is actually at my local game shop currently. It's just expensive, and that one's been around. I don't think anybody's gonna be picking that one up anytime soon because I think that one's a bit too obscure for a lot of people to drop like that kind of money that they're asking for on it. So I'll wait probably until around Boxing Day when my local game store usually has like a big sale, and then I'll probably pick it up along with a few others. Because every year around Boxing Day they have the sale where it's you buy a game and then anything same price or lower you get half off. So I'm thinking I could probably get a couple of really expensive games that way. I don't know which ones I'd go for, and unless they had like Real Rose and such, but I think that one and a few others is what I'd probably get. Like, yeah, because I think there's a couple there that I could probably justify. So I got a Guardian Scarf, a symbol of trust, loyalty, and undying friendship. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the duchy cannot die. So I'm getting kind of burpy now.
My lord, there's someone I'd like you to meet.
Ah, yes, please. Who?
Oscar, over here. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rossfield.
No, you're a fan, I
I'm
see.
Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch. I wasn't aware the Lord
Holy
Commander
crap.
had children.
That actually almost made me spit my water out. I was really surprised.
But his brother, my father, did. I'm Sir Rodney's nephew.
Oh,
Well, go on then. It's not for me to ask him. Yes, so wait.
it took a moment to click in. When I heard Murdoch, I was like, wait a minute.
If it please you, my Lord Marquis,
Oh,
might you take me as your squire?
Squire, huh?
I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I am a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name.
Too true.
You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that so old, and the other guardians are. I mean to say that.
Stumbling, he's stumbling.
It's
Quit while your
right.
head, Oscar.
We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
We got to do it, Clive.
Esquire.
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way.
Okay, it's actually really nice. I like
Friends
that.
seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
I will not let you down, Lord Rossfield. You or my uncle. We shall be staying here for the time being, and not just for the ale. I'll have one of my men
Oh,
and escort Oscar to Benimir once he's said his farewells.
the place has gone to chaos. Okay, so we have Ash taken care of. We have the whole continent of Ash. Or is this is Storm? We have the continent of Storm taken care of. Have any new things here? Yeah, we have some new stuff, but like no new board hunts or anything.
That got hauled into time.
Oh wow, we have a lot of these. Dramatis person, eh? The Garden League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all leave to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. For that, I would hazard. We have our better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery? And your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours. And your continence, and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the name Underhill a disservice now, would we? Thanks, Lubor. Clive, you have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls. But we are neither of us so naive to think that we have seen the end of their like. Good Felipe has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling. But I often worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily on his shoulders. Just as I imagine, the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. How fares the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the axes fine enough, working to shore up the rest's walls, but not clearing out what few threats remain down in the reeds. Though chances are we'd still be neck deep in Akashic had you not given that horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you've a realm to save and all, but if you're ever in need of a quick reviver, come to see us and we'll tap you a cask. Thanks, Martha. The flames burn bright. You have an uncanny talent of showing up where you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic and us, but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed, while Martha's blood axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you'll forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He's a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squiring under a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you. Thanks, Wade. I appreciate that. Wall of memories. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot here, right? So I have five out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So out of 22, I have 5. See, there's a lot. That's why I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be done with the game for a while, but we'll see. With this tippet died red for the flames of the Firebird, and the blood of his fallen Rosarian brothers, does Sir Wade pledge not only his loyalty, but the loyalty of the Guardians of the Flame. Nice. Okay, let's go hit up Tomes and do a little bit of lore reading. Let's get a little bit of lore reading done. And then we will go and talk. Well, we'll get our renown reward, and then we'll go talk to Otto.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. What subject shall we consider today?
We have Mysteries of the Realm. So, Crystal. Yeah, post-primogenesis. One of the most valuable materials known to mankind, thanks to its ability to channel ambient aether from the air, allowing those without an innate power to do so to cast magics. After Ultima cast primogenesis and the skies over Valestia darkened, many of the municipal crystals that fired forges and filled wells began to fail. In certain areas, even those rationed shards that the people relied on in their everyday lives lost their spark, making life all but unlivable. Sounds pretty grim. Seeing if there... What else is new? Primogenesis. A spell cast by Ultima that casts a roiling pall over all Valestia. The imbalance in the aether that resulted not only sapped the potency of crystals and magic in those lands that remained livable, but filled the rest not only with his glowing thralls, but with aether floods, turning men and beasts into mindless, merciless Akashic. a realm comprising the twin continents of Storm and Ash, over which the Mother Crystal will stand timeless vigil. Timeless, that is, until Sid and his disciples commence their campaign to bring each one crashing down, spreading chaos and confusion to every corner of the land. When ill-omened clouds summoned by Ultima gathered over Valestia, the delicate balance governing the magical yielding power of Aether was finally shattered, and the realm was changed forever. Yeah, this would be a new one. A nation formerly known as the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, occupying the western reaches of the continent of Storm. While Rosaria has been a vassal state of the Empire for nigh on 2 decades, the uprising in Twinside led by Prince Dion Lesage and his loyal dragoons, and subsequent death of both Holy Emperor and Empress in the year 878, has left Sanbreque with barely the wherewithal to rule itself, rendering the erstwhile dukedom a subject of the Empire in name and little else. The band of sellswords tasked with the protection of Martha's Rest, in the absence of any assistance from the nearby Imperial garrison. It falls to them to keep watch on the roads and keep the beasts and bandits of the swamplands from Martha's Gate. Holy Empire of Sanbreque. A nation occupying the northeastern reaches of the continent of Storm. After its administrative capital moved to Twinside in the neighboring Crystalline Dominion in the year 873. An insurgency led by Prince Dion Lesage upended the political and military order, spreading unrest and disruption across the land. This disruption was further worsened when Ultima unleashed Primogenesis, obliterating Twinside and plunging the realm yet deeper into chaos. The volunteer fighting force assembled and led by Conrad, unlike the Men of the Rock or the mercenaries previously charged with keeping Dalimil safe. Every member of the guard is a Dalimilian, that's how they say it, Dalimilian born and bred, and has the future of the town at heart. Many of the miners who lost their livelihoods when Drake's Fang fell have found a new purpose in the guard, swinging swords and axes in places of picks. The group responsible for filling and maintaining Dalimil's collective stores. That all might be supported in their troubled times. It draws its membership from the traders of the town and is led by Natalie, overseer of the markets. It was she who recognized that Dalimil's future could not be secured by force of arms alone. Only by bringing the entire town together might they summon the strength to drive back the bandits. Clive's alter ego, albeit one that was forced upon him by Luber's fondness for theatrics. It was Lord Underhill of the Randall League of Merchants who made it known to Natalie that help from the capital would not be forthcoming, and that the people of Dalimil must work together to fill their own stores. Jill was rather more convincing in the role of Lady Jane of the Red Wings, who planted the idea of forming a town guard in Conrad's mind. Both Conrad and Natalie still address Clive by his name, or by this name, though in Natalie's case, this would appear to be not but a courtesy to his dramatic efforts. I like how they had a section dedicated to this, or to that. That is pretty funny. Okay, where is the other one? Doing a scan. Here it is. The sole surviving nation in Ash. Valode has its capital at Stonehire, home to the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Thamir, dominant of Odin and Warden of Darkness, who, it transpires, has formed an alliance with the mysterious being known as Ultima. Excuse me. Imperial soldier of the Northreach garrison, whose heart pines for none other than Isabel. He leads the stand against the threats Northreach faces and inspires his fellow soldiers to do the same. Master of the Dalimil kitchens, where he serves filling yet inexpensive fare to the people of the town and the miners of Drake's Fang. After his town was set upon by bandits, Conrad led the faction pushing for the recruitment of mercenaries to take bloody revenge. However, he was convinced to look instead at forming a town guard drawn from the citizens of Dalimil, of whom he became the inaugural leader. Veteran trader of the Dalimil markets turned leader of its new League of Merchants, the group responsible for filling and maintaining the town's collective stores. Though she loathes violence and argued vehemently against the plan to hunt down the bandits who attacked Dalimil, she is passionate about protecting the town and its people. When the bandits returned, she was the first into the fray. I must know more about... Oh, I thought the medicine girl was here. I was going to say, I must know more about you, medicine girl. Nephew of Rodney Murdoch, late Lord Commander of the Rosarian Army. Though he served under Sir Wade and the Guardians of the Flame, he had always dreamed of following in his uncle's footsteps and squiring to a scion of the Rossfields. His wish is granted when Clav accepts him as squire and brings him back to the hideaway, that he might learn from Cid, the outlaw's example. A loyal shield of Rosaria and leader of the Guardians of the Flame, who fight against imperial rule in the duchy, sheltering bearers from the Black Shield's cullings. After the skies turned, their base in the Lazarus district outside Port Isolde was swallowed by the Nather flood, leading them to seek shelter in Martha's Rest. In return for Martha's hospitality, the Guardians aid the Blood Axes in defending the village. Oh, no, that's it? Okay, I guess that's it then.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Now, that got me thinking, though. I'm kind of curious. Like, I'm not going to go exploring a ton, right? But that did get me curious about the Lazarus district here. So I want to go to Port Isolde and just see. I just want to see. I'm curious. I'm a curious lad. A curious boy. Do. Get down, B.
It's over.
Yeah, you get some good XP from fighting these things too. Ah, it's not gonna let you in now. That makes sense. That does make sense. Okay, fine. Let's go back to the hideout and talk with Otto then. After I get my renown reward.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
I saw what? Man, even when the game is trying not to look pretty, it still looks really pretty. I'm not gonna lie.
Safe here.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Newfound purpose. Since I can remember, I have served none but myself. Turned my back on the world for a handful of silks and a heavy purse. But where has that left me? It is hard to keep joy in one's hearts when all those around you are without. Something must change, and that change must start with me. A lonely porter. Thank you, lonely porter.
All yours.
Ooh, that's not gonna tell me what that's gonna give me.
Come again.
Oh no, it did.
I have
Talisman
more
or
for
something.
ya.
Okay, let's go have a quick listen to this music. And then we'll come back to Otto and we'll have a talk with Otto. The orchestration thingy is over here.
Seems the hideaway's lost its...
All right, so what do we have? So we have a new one. No risk, no reward. Ah, nice. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Like, legitimately, I kind of do want to listen to that song. It's really good, but it doesn't really fit the vibe of the hideaway. At least not my hideaway. Not right now, right? Okay, Otto. Tell me what's up.
I was wondering when you turn up.
I know, I'm sorry, take a bit.
All our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
I'm the main character.
Suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So,
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point.
It's true. It'd be hard to
Now's
predict that.
not the time to second guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Ooh.
Thank you, Otto.
More talk between Clive and Joshua. Oh, I've been looking forward to this. I thought it was gonna make me walk there. I guess it's gonna teleport me. I'm okay with that.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, it was not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since.
Okay, interesting.
Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
Kitty says time for me to go. Have a nice day, Frag. You take care, Kitty. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time, friendo. You have a good dinner.
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon.
That is true. I have multiple inside me now, which I need to upgrade. I forgot about that again.
It is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special.
I can even wield 2
Your
fire.
abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit, but they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you.
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end.
So in a way, he's kind of been using his power near non-stop since he imprisoned Ultima.
Thinking.
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Clive, it's Gav.
Oh no, what now?
There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
All right. Is it time to send me off to kick some booty? An army of Akashic, though.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Ty had told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding
The
with
ship.
Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Well, look at that.
Joshua, Bed is where you should be bound.
Should be.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
The two
If he
brothers.
stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
It's so nice. New quests. Nice.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious who she really is, right? I have a lot of quests. Okay, how many is this? I guess it's like 3. I guess it's really not that many, but still. Is it gonna be Tet and Crow? Oh no, who are you?
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Oh, it's a book.
Will there be
The Sins of... Oh no, I read this one. Yeah.
thunder?
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
Sure thing,
Certainly
Shirley.
try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, allow me to help.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
I mean, are they behind me? Well, they're not anymore, but they were. I'm pretty sure they were anyway. Yeah, they were. Oh no, aren't they still right here? Oh wait, no, just like different children. I thought she was talking about Tet and Crow. I guess not.
Seems the hideaways.
Oh, that blasted book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Okay.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I am. I
know
am.
the cook will be needing. Thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword.
Okay.
You remember Ivan's stew?
I do.
Right? Well, despite the look of the thing and that awful stench, people wolf it down.
I took some
So
scorpion
I thought I'd
glands.
try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
I mean, I can do that, yeah.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
I am curious.
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit?
I don't like it.
Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Yvonne said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Well, that's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one?
Tomes.
Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Not to be outdone. Okay, and what's this other quest that we got?
Did you see the pair that got hauled into...
I know, it's taking me back. Oh, no, this is going to my room. Yeah, who gets me this one? Oh, wait. It's not this way. It's this one. No, wait. No, yeah, I need to go over here. Okay, well, I need to go here anyway, so it works out. There's a new quest here. A humble request. Master Clive, I apologize for the sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there's none other to whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform this vaulted to perform to his vaulted expectations, namely due to a marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. To wit, I am but a manservant, not a mercenary. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor, to the attending of bandits in back alleys, I am sorely ill-equipped. If it please you, my lord, prithee come and see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Sebastian Rutherford. Seneschal? To Lord Byron Rossfield. Yeah, I'll do it.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant?
It was. He even said so as much himself.
Rest?
Smooth like Butler. Okay, that's a good name. I like that. Good.
What am I gonna do?
Gonna ask you about the skies first. I reckon these skies are enough to give anyone the collywobbles. But I'm not gonna sit around hanging my head and twiddling my thumbs. Did enough of that back in Twinside while you were busy fighting that horrible dragon. And then that horribler one. That even horribler one. From now on, I'm gonna do what you lot do, and properly pull my finger out, no matter how much my knees are knocking. Can't have Nan and Blackthorn thinking I'm a great big wet blanket now, can I? So don't worry about me. You just stick to what you do best. Saving the world. Okay, well, what's your quest?
Everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like... Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that.
Well, she might.
She's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out.
That's probably true, actually, yeah.
About it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
I'm not afraid of lashing. No, not really.
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
And before she's like, no, actually, I do sell to them kind. I do sell to bandits and cutthroats, and I don't really care. I just make money. It's like, oh. Okay, let's go and speak with the child in the atrium first. I mean, that's true. He was impaled on his own son's spear.
We're gonna die. You hear me? The Akashic are coming in.
What are we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
Oh, they broke it.
They're so striped. I'm telling you, I can fix them.
Hey, Jocelyn. Interesting name, actually, Jocelyn. Kind of like it.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh.
Oh.
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Miss Mididol said, the best way I see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
It's a good accent that she
Well,
put
then
on
your
for
work
that.
is already half done. Carry on.
It's kind of true, though. You want to learn something, you take it apart and you put it back together.
But it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
I gotta put it back together myself. Is it gonna be like a puzzle minigame?
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
I don't know where the gear would go on it. But probably the arms first, right?
This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing.
Kind of, eh?
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
They hold things.
Hold things.
Yeah, see?
So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track.
Okay, now what about the pans?
These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing
I think
stuff.
a banger is a type of sausage, right?
What if I wanted to weigh goots? I don't think you'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn.
The arms. And then the gear. I don't know where this goes.
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear.
I guess it's what
Have you ever
moves
seen one
it, I
before?
guess. Like left and right.
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know
I mean,
what part's supposed to
fair
move
point.
and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult.
Yeah, see, they're getting it. See, these kids are getting it.
So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
I like how Clive's like
Obviously,
actually
you
teaching
start
them.
with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. Ah, all finished.
They didn't mention the cog. Where's the cog go? Man, look at that. Those are nice scales.
Yes, we did it.
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Middledor's hares.
Yeah.
Hairs.
Hairs.
Yeah, hares for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are you almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Middledore and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
So that was a nice quest.
That? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
That was a nice quest. I like how it was pretty...
Hey, look.
Oh.
We never used the cogwheel.
Oh.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
So I was going to say, what about the cogwheel? Man, they're giving him the eyes, man. They're giving him the old stink eye. Nah, I like that quest. It was really real, kind of, in like its own way. How he actually like taught the kids. I liked that.
Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
I was gonna say though, I don't remember there being a cogwheel on any like scale that I've seen. I mean, not that I've seen many, mind you, but if you have seen, they haven't had a cogwheel. Tell me about your adventures, Nectar. Did I ever tell you about the time I flew all the way to the bottom of the Zemeckis Basin? Oh, shoot. A deeper understanding, Kupo. Damn it, I skipped his dialogue. I thought I had to push a button. My bad, I'm sorry. From the outside, it seems so mysterious. Where does all the water go to, Kupo? Why does it never fill up? And those are the questions I flew in to find the answers to, Kupo. But instead, I found out something about myself. I can't swim, Kupo. Clive just doesn't get to speak. We only have one. The pack. A team of curse breakers traveling through to Tabor to the fields of Korava were met by a group of hunters from the village who warned them not to stray too far from the main road. For in a gully not far hence rested a pack of wolves that even practiced hunters. That even such practiced hunters as they would not... What? Pack of wolves that even such practiced hunters as they would not dare to wake. Despite the fine luster of the animals' pelts, too many of their friends had succumbed to temptation, only to be torn limb from limb. South of Tabor. Okay, so south of Tabor, we'll just go there and we'll do it, I guess.
Did you see that?
Slaughter the pack. It's only C rank and doesn't really give me much. I may as well, right? Should be easy. Howdy, Karen.
Lady Karen. How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Popoto?
Asking. Out of interest.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
I do like how Clive is a little...
yeah.
He doesn't really want to bring it up either.
And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
We gotta find him. to
And
end
what?
him.
You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocence, do you?
No, not at all.
I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more.
Turn a blind eye, see?
And you'd know that.
She has a glass eye. I get
if
it.
you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Yeah, Karen definitely wouldn't do something like that. Like she said, maybe in the past, but not no more.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad.
And yet here you were still worrying.
Why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
Man, people just spread rumors, Goots.
It's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
That is very true.
I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
Of course, here we go.
I suppose it is.
Getting roped into it. It's okay, we got one quest done, at least.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
Did indeed.
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea.
I think it was.
Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva.
Are we going to learn a bit more about Mid?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow.
I don't blame her.
But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Ah, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
Well, there we go. That's interesting, huh? That's pretty interesting. I like that quest. See, these honestly should be required. They give you so much more info on the characters. There's a quest. I can't go there. I can't go there yet, anyway. Let's have a look at the abilities. So I'm not currently using this one. I think I should upgrade this one. Get another like level in Giga Flare. Now I assume this just does more damage, right? If you upgrade it, increased number of hits inflicted by the beam. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Yeah, we'll upgrade that. Not gonna master it, but we'll give it the old upgrade.
Lawsman Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valisthea, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites.
I'd like an old cookbook. I think that'd be
The
neat.
man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Sorry for yawning so much, by the way. Like I said, I'm still like a little tired. It's been a busy couple days. And it's gonna be a busy couple more.
Make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern.
It doesn't surprise me.
Their livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sambraquois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Yeah, what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
I mean, that's interesting. If true, I wonder if that's true. I feel like it would be.
To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive.
And that would make a lot of sense, like, logically, right?
Do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
Like, that makes sense. It's like, what would make this thing taste more, like, better? Why, clearly what it eats as well. I could see that from, like, an old-timey kind of perspective. Okay, so I need to go here. So it's South Tabor. I'm not too sure. I don't know if I've unlocked that area yet. Okay, we'll go over here then. Then we'll go, and when it unlocks for me again, we'll go and we'll take care of the other areas that need taken care of. The side quests, I mean. I don't know why I'm so tired now. I don't know. It's just like getting to me. I'm just feeling sleepy. This might be a bit of a shorter stream. We'll see. Maybe I'll hit my second wind, and I'll be like, "Whoa, let's go."
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canville was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Am I allowed to leave? I am. Okay, good. I will leave and go take care of one of the other things. So I need to go to Martha's Rest and talk to Rutherford. Now let's see, where is the man himself? Maybe he's in one of his rooms.
My
there he
Lord
is.
Marquis, is that you?
Tis.
It is you. Then you received my letter.
I did.
I am Sebastian Rutherford, Chief Steward of your Lord Uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
Hey, no problem. I like
was so
getting
sensitive that you
side
couldn't
quests
write
done.
it in writing.
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your Lord Uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your Lord Uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas...
Alas.
I have lost contact with 2
wasn't
of
too
those
good.
colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times, even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalimil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
Alright, cool. So we just need to go to Dalimil, which I'm going there anyway for goats. So this kind of works out really well, actually. Alright. Let's go over and take care of the stuff in Northreach first.